Okay, now here's some young guys who just finished college. They were engineering students at Lehigh University. That's not far from me in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania, where I grew up. And they were working on a project, in school, and they said, "Hey, this is a pretty good project." Then they start looking for what's called incubator programs. Okay, these are programs that take people with ideas and they give you everything you need to complete your idea. Because you have an idea about, a commercialized product or whatever it is. And so they help you with the financing, they help you with the marketing, they help you with the finances, they give you a place to work, they give you equipment. Depends, they all work a little differently. Some of them are just office space, for a discount or next to nothing, plus all the expertise you need, for this kind of stuff. So all these kinds of things, so they start looking for an incubator program. They found one, China. China gave like $25,000 to come over there, use their equipment, and figure out how to complete their idea. And you know what their idea was? It's a little earpiece that keeps you awake. Right, when you start getting drowsy or something like that, it gives you a little noise in the ear. You imagine for people driving, bus drivers or whatever, but it also tells you, it keeps data on when you're most effective during the day. So if you keep this on, it really watches your eye, and what your eye does and the blinking and things like that. That's how they could tell, how effective you are. So then you could accumulate data from this thing to say, hey, from 11 to 2 o'clock, I'm dynamite. That's when I'm the best in the day. So why go to lunch and waste it on that? I'm going to go spend that time, hitting golf balls because I can really hit them, or whatever the heck it is you want to do. So that's what's neat besides keeping you awake. When you're drowsing in class, that English class that you hated, this would give you a little ear thing to keep you awake. So there's so many, great applications for this. And they got money there. And then, now they're on Kickstarter raising about $50,000, and they're at $37,000 or something like that already, and they got weeks to go. So they're gonna make this thing. And it's the coolest gadget. So you gotta watch the gadget, you gotta listen to how they got money to take their idea even, and to use the incubator program, then plus, go on and get free money. So these are kids with not a nickel in their pocket and get all this stuff. So why don't you? Because you don't know where to go. Learn where to go. Okay, well, Drew Carabino, man, you invented one of the neatest products I've ever seen. So if you're driving around or doing anything, you get lazy, this thing just slaps you across the face, doesn't it? And wakes you up like nothing else, is out there. So it's a little device. You have one there? Yeah.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, okay. Put it on and see now what that does now, it's like a Bluetooth thing, but it really sees your eye, right? And it could tell if you're blinking.
Yes.
Is that it?
It tracks your blinks, and it tracks your movement to quantify how alert you are.
Oh, and so if you're drowsing off, whether on the highway or on a date that you don't want
to... Either case works.
Or in that boring English class or anything like that, it just buzzes or whatever to get you back in shape, huh?
That's right.
God, and you guys, three of you, who are your partners on this?
So I'm working with Jason and Jonathan.
And you guys are both out of engineering school, University of Pennsylvania, huh?
All three of us are mechanical engineering majors, correct, from the University of Pennsylvania.
And this was a science project, like?
This was, yeah, so basically it was our senior design capstone engineering project. So.
I see. And what's neat, you were telling me that now you were looking, you wanted to take it further, and you found somebody in China that gave you money to go over to China to develop this stuff further, right?
That's
and they paid the ticket.
We were right out of school and looking for ways to keep the project going, and we applied to some hardware incubators both in the U.S. and throughout the world, and Hackcelerator actually accepted us and flew us out to China to keep working.
I mean, you're a kid from Columbus, Ohio. Did you even know how to spell China? Oh, wonderful. I mean, that's just incredible. So they paid it out there. So, and then you had a place to work on what you have now, because it was a big clunky thing when you started, right?
It was, we had a very big, heavy, bulky prototype that we brought with us, but went to China to make it a lot smaller and be ready to be manufactured.
So you found money to do that, and now you're finding more money on Kickstarter, right?
Right. Well, we're hoping so. We're about 10 days into our campaign, and we're about 60% through our goal.
I mean, 10 days, you got 35 days to go. In 10 days, you got almost $30,000.
Yeah,
For a kid out of school now, then you look, you pay off your student debts, you know, do everything.
We might not be able to use that, yeah. But,
you got to make that sucker first, right?
That's right. It's got to be successful first.
But more importantly, I think you have 400 people already say this is cool,
there's a
right?
community forming behind it, and we've gotten incredible feedback so far on just different applications for Vigo and where it could be used and what features would be awesome, and that's been more value, I would say, than maybe even the money so far.
So, and it really doesn't take any money to go on Kickstarter to start this thing, right?
No, you really just need to have built something that works enough for you to demonstrate it in a video and through pictures, and then you have to basically tell your story and tell people why you need some of their money to keep going.
And it's not like asking Dad, is it? Because you actually have.
No, it's probably easier than asking Dad.
Right. But I mean, to me, what you have now is 400 sure customers, so you know the sucker sells. You know?
Yeah.
So you could go, and you thought it through already. I mean, besides a couple of years in school, but you were a couple months in China figuring this thing out, and I guess you already figured out what you're going to do with that money and how to get out. You know, once you get all this money, huh? And I guess you're going to get it.
Absolutely, and that's the cool part about going through an incubator program before we even went on Kickstarter.com is we already have really a plan in place, and we know exactly where and why we need this money to keep everything moving and deliver Vigo on time once hopefully.
So are you sorry that you didn't look at the job recruiters when you graduated instead of doing this? Or what?
Yeah, we saw them, and you know, a lot of our friends were going that direction.
Yeah. So it seems a little boring now, doesn't it?
Right.
I mean, you just spent 4 months in China and you're raising 50 grand and things like, I mean, it doesn't get better than that. Yeah. And you're going to be living in San Francisco, the three of you guys, to put this thing together and get it out there. Now, you mentioned something about Kickstarter giving you ideas on markets you didn't even know about.
Right. Yeah. So we went on Kickstarter with kind of the idea that we knew a lot of our market or where the potential uses for Vigo would be, but there have been a wide variety of people that have reached out with different application ideas that we would have never really thought on our own, which has been incredible.
That's the power of the crowds. I mean, you said you had people with narcolepsy. Is that it? You know,
narcolepsy, people who can't drink caffeine clinically. People.
Wow.
A variety of professions that need to be alert and that can't afford to doze off. So it's
what sounds more interesting than this, besides staying awake, that it keeps track of your productivity. And it gives you data how your day is. Like you're a lazy bastard between 3 and 4, and you're really performing at 6 to 7, and things like that.
Exactly.
To get that quantified is just a wonderful piece of data for all of us individually, no matter what the heck we're doing.
Yeah.
Even if we never fall asleep, there are better times, in our day, I'm sure, that we're more effective, and that'd be the time you want to put the most important projects in front of you.
Right, exactly. And we all really have routines that we go through on every day. But how often do we take a step back and look at when are we most effective?
Oh, we didn't know how to. We just guessed. Oh, I feel good now, so this must be a good time. But who the heck knows? Yeah. But this is real data. I mean, that is wonderful. I mean, could you imagine with kids and even young kids in school? You're worried about if they're getting it or they have trouble paying attention. I mean, you flip one of these things on their ear and you know what the hell they're doing.
Yeah. That's dangerous too, because a teacher could give these out, and if you're not paying attention.
Right. Exactly. I think NSA is going to buy a whole bunch of these things.
I hope so.
And they don't have to listen to our phone calls anymore. They can just see where we're screwing around. Well, it's just a wonderful product. Do you foresee just the growth is like in different applications or similar products after this?
Well, we're gonna really explore that. I think there's really a wide variety of applications, and we're not exactly sure, where it's gonna be most valuable. And I think that's what we're trying to find now and in the next few months through our Kickstarter and our first development run. And I think, after we find where it's really most valuable, we're gonna try to really develop a solution that's
sell the hell out of it there, right? Well, it looks like, at least for the near future, your career's pretty set. You're going to get that 50 grand, no problem. And you'll go in production, and it sounds like you're getting distributors from the Kickstarter project already and everything, to get this out there. And the most amazing thing to me is that it's priced for the consumer. I mean, it's under $100? It's like 50 to $100.
That's another benefit from going over and finding out the efficient way to build it is you can make your costs as low as possible.
And then make it for the average person on the street. And actually on Kickstarter, you get a deal now if you buy on the Kickstarter. You get, from when we're talking, we got about 35 more days. So why wait and pay the retail price, right? This is like going to Walmart and you can get it at a big discount.
Gotta get them now while they're
So what's the cheapest you could get it online now on the Kickstarter?
So they were $59.99. Now we're looking at, I believe, $79.99 is the next the price now that you can get them for on Kickstarter for the next month.
So it's going to be over $100 when it hits retail, I'm sure.
Yeah, that's probably what they'll be once we hit.
Right. So that's why, to me, what's fun about Kickstarter, I mean, you're getting it's like home shopping or something like that. You're getting it before anybody else, man. You're going to be the first on the block. What could be better than that? I mean, for a personal development, tool. I mean, that's what I see. Everyone now has a tool. They could quantify their actions, and their effectiveness for personal development. Why go to the gym? Maybe you should be going to the gym some other time.
You have more energy, exactly.
Yeah, suits you well. Well, the best place to find you, right, is Wearvigo, WEARVIGO.com. Right, Drew? Yeah. And you're going to be there for a long time, and so you can get the Kickstarter from there too, right?
Yeah, you can go right to the Kickstarter from our website, or you could search Vigo on Kickstarter's page as well.
Either way, right.
Got our Facebook page too, so follow us on there as well.
Well, it's fun to see young people doing new and exciting things, and old people could do them too, that we just forget, that's why you should inspire all the rest of us old farts to get out there and do something. Absolutely. Well, wonderful, Drew. Thank you for being there, and thank you for sharing your talents with everybody else.
Thank you so much for having us.
Okay, take care.
Vigo with us.
Go Vigo! See, okay, now you got more things on your list to check out. Yeah, for when you want to do things. That's incubator programs, free money on the internet, that's crowdsourcing, and all that stuff. So all these tools are out there for anybody to use. It's democratizing more and more of the stuff that's available in the life for all of us to use. You don't have to know anybody, you just have to know where to go.